Zeus, the mighty king of the gods, had many children, heroes, demigods, and Olympians, whose names are etched into mythology. But what if I told you there was one god Zeus didn't want anyone to remember? A son he tried to erase from existence itself. This is the story of a forgotten deity, wiped from history, buried under myths rewritten by those who feared his power. The ancient world was a battleground of divine rivalries, and Zeus was no stranger to eliminating threats, whether they were titans, monsters, or even his own offspring. His paranoia was legendary. From the moment he overthrew Kratos, he knew the throne of Olympus would never be secure. Every prophecy, every whisper of rebellion sent him into action. And then there was his son, one whose mere existence was a threat to his rule. This son was not like Apollo, the golden-haired archer of light, nor Ares, the bloodthirsty god of war. He was something different, a god of balance, of fate, of something Zeus could not control. Some myths call him Melinoa's lost twin, others claim he was a primordial force, reborn in Zeus's own lineage. But one thing remains the same. His presence in the myths is a ghostly whisper, scattered in fragments, erased deliberately. Some scholars suggest his name was Zagreus, an early form of Dionysus, a god who was torn apart and reborn. But Zagreus was remembered. This son, he was erased. Unlike other Olympians, he wasn't honored with temples or festivals. His stories didn't survive because they weren't allowed to. Zeus made sure of it. Legends say he was born from an affair Zeus deeply regretted, perhaps with Nyx, the primordial goddess of the night, or even with a forgotten titaness. If the myths are true, this child wasn't just another Olympian. He was something beyond them, a being capable of bending fate itself, something neither mortal nor god was meant to do. A power beyond the cycle of life and death. Hades despised him. Hera demanded he be cast out. Even the Moirai, the fates themselves, hesitated to weave his destiny. The child was an anomaly, a divine force that could not be controlled, and that made him dangerous. So Zeus did what he had to. He erased his own son. Some say he cast him into Tartarus, where his name dissolved into oblivion. Others claim he was forced to walk the earth as a nameless wanderer, stripped of divinity, cursed to be forgotten. There is even a whisper of a tale where Zeus, in a rare moment of regret, didn't destroy his son, but instead fragmented his existence, scattering his essence into multiple forms so that he could never rise again. But here's the question. If a god was erased from history, could he ever return? Some modern scholars believe remnants of his worship still linger in hidden texts, suppressed myths, and ancient ruins dedicated to deities we can no longer name. Some claim he appears in forgotten symbols, misattributed to others, his true story lost in layers of rewritten mythology. Was he truly forgotten, or just waiting to be remembered? We know Zeus ruled Olympus with an iron fist, reshaping myths, altering truths, and ensuring his legacy remained untouchable. But memory is a strange thing. It resurfaces when least expected. And perhaps, just perhaps, the forgotten son of Zeus is not so forgotten after all.